Hey, what's up, guys? We are back, and we are going to jump right on into HD's Twitter and answer a few questions.
It's funny,
I think we only have time for one, really. And
yeah, we don't have that much time, unfortunately. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go straight to my Twitter now and ask some answer some questions. And Pain User, I'll let you do the honors of selecting a question.
All right, this is from Paradigm1, Pain User and HD StarCraft. How do you guys feel about how late people take gas as Zerg, like around 40 supply? Is it safer?
The first thing that comes to mind with that question is Spinishua.
Mm-hmm. Well, it doesn't have anything to do with safer, I don't feel like. It has to do with resource management.
It has to do with getting more drones out,
yeah,
and getting more minerals rather than getting that early gas.
It's just all about resource management. You're forgoing early gas, you're forgoing upgrades, you're forgoing a quick layer, anything like that. You're just foregoing anything that would require gas. Those things will come later on in the game, but you'll have a huge surge in economy. You'll be able to put up an early macro hatch. So you'll have 3 hatches relatively early on. You can get 3 queens early on. You can get a ton of drones, and you can get a ton of lings and spine crawlers. So you can really build on your infrastructure with the late gas style. And, you're going to have, your economy's going to skyrocket. So I like the style. I wouldn't say it has anything to do with being safe or unsafe, though. It's just a different style.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And when I was saying Spinishua, the first thing that comes to mind, Spinishua comes to mind because he was the one who really popularized going for all-out drones, queens and spine crawlers, and a couple of lings, but no gas, not a drop of gas until you're around 40 supply. And I think that's really, really good for certain Zerg builds. You know, for getting that quick economy going, getting the machinery running, the cogs going. It's really intelligent. That's what I have to say about that. Anyways, guys, most of the people, well, we had a lot of people on Twitter say they want to see the Idra game. A lot of people also said they want to see the Destiny game. And then one person said, save the longest game for last. And I think that's a great idea. So we're going to go ahead and save the longest game for last. We're going to go ahead and pick one of the games right now. Pain User can't stop laughing because he thinks I revealed the length of the game, but we haven't because we're still on our camera.
Yes! I thought we were on cam. I was like, no!
All right, so I'm going to pick the shorter of the 2 games right now.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it up. So here we are. We're going to go right back into StarCraft 2 mode, and it is going to be Idra versus Binksy. That's a cool name. Binsky.
He is actually part of the Kiwi clone army, and that's Kawhi Rice's little like sub team. It's him and a bunch of his friends, and he helps like train the guys and plays with them all the time. Mm-hmm. And he was at MLG, and he did pretty well. I think he went out in the same round that I did, losers round 6. Or maybe he went out in the losers round 5. I'm not sure. But
you did make it to losers round 6, right?
Yep.
That's really, really good, man.
That's all right.
No, that's good. Take it from me.
Hopefully better.
Take it from the guy
time,
who got knocked out of losers round or winners round 1 and then losers round 1.
Better luck next time.
And there
next
will be a next
MLG is coming
time.
up right around the corner, and we
can't wait
will
to
be
see
there.
you guys there. Man.
Yeah, absolutely. Come up and say what's up to us. We're gonna be chilling at MLG Raleigh, so we love meeting everybody. Obviously, don't come up to me if I just lost a game or something, or something like that. If I'm super pissed off, but other than that, I don't mind talking with anybody and meeting people. So feel free to come up to us and say what's up.
Yeah. All right. No, I've had people come up to me right after I lost again. There'll be people like watching behind me, a little crowd, and then as soon as I lose, everyone's like, "Hey, can I get can I meet you?" Yeah. All right. Anyways, Binsky is going to be the blue Terran on the top right. Binsky. And Red Zerg down here is going to be Evil Genius's Idra. And I don't even need to introduce this guy. Everyone knows him. So let's get right into it. Idra's going to go for the 15 hatch common opening against Terran players. And Binsky is not going to open 2 barracks. He's going to open with a gas.
Yeah, he will indeed open with a gas. Idra actually going hatch first, which is something that you haven't really been seeing a lot out of him lately.
Really?
He's been going pool first almost exclusively in everything, in every matchup almost. But
it's Tal'Darim, man.
Yeah, but then again, you got to be careful. A lot of people like to cheese against Idra. They like to do those aggressive, proxy racks builds, bunker rushes, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. They know it gets under his skin. They know he hates it, and everybody wants to be the guy who cheesed Idra. I mean, it's like a freaking meme at this point. It's like everyone's like claim to fame.
And the funny thing is, anytime Idra gets cheesed, they'll post a replay up. on some public replay or sharing website, and that just makes Idra look that much worse.
Yeah,
and I think that's why Idra now he started doing the gas and pull before hatchery.
It's like and Idra's like the bad boy of SC2. Like, how did he earn that nomiker? Like, what, he doesn't GG? Like, he whines about balance and stuff sometimes. Like, anybody can do that. That doesn't make you the bad boy of a sport. Like, if that's the best our community can come up with for a bad boy, like, I don't know.
Well, I think you had to select between either him or Combat X.
Well, no, there's a difference.
Options,
there's a difference between bad boy and attention-seeking. There's so many words that I can't say on air right now.
Well, then In Control would be the bad boy. How about that?
In Control's a cool guy. He's definitely a cool guy.
He is. Oh, that sucks for Idra there. He wasn't able to get. Well, I think.
As is Idra. Idra's not even like a bad boy necessarily of SC2. He's like a really cool guy. If people met him in person, he's actually like very different than people assume about his like online persona. It's really funny, actually.
No, Idra's really cool.
Super chill guy.
He's a super chill guy.
So, Idra now going with his textbook macro style of play, getting 2 spine crawlers down. He's anticipating this reactor Hellion opener that we see from Binsky right now. Binsky gonna open with the reactor Hellions, and then I love it. It looks like he's using the build popularized by Slayer's Clan at MLG. He got the 2 Marines out. Now he's building 4 Hellions. He's gonna swap the barracks and the factory. Then he's gonna get Blue Flame. He's gonna produce Marines out of the reactor, and then he has a very, very aggressive timing push that he can hit by ferrying troops into the back of the natural, or perhaps ferrying troops into the main. But nonetheless, it's a very strong timing push, and Zerg players haven't really found a way to deal with it yet.
Yeah, I mean, those new builds that come out of Boxer are always good. Man.
So good.
You can't fault those builds.
He has so much ingenuity.
I know.
That's what I love about him. He's just...
That's why he's considered the Emperor, man.
Oh, well, yeah, I know, but he's particularly ingenuitive. Like, his builds are so unique and well thought out, and...
Wow!
I love that positioning.
That.
Yeah,
okay,
great.
so Idra knows that this is coming. He knows that the Hellions are coming. He may even know that Slayer style build is coming. But in response, you usually get the macro hatch at some point, but he's going to build the macro hatch to block the Hellions from running in, and this is going to make those Hellions much less effective.
Wait a minute. Binsky's got Stim and Siege on the way, so not going with that Korean style build at all. He's totally switched it up on us. He's getting more Araxis right now, but this actually might work out really well too, because he could get himself into that sweet spot behind the mineral line, and given the positions that we have right now, it's not the best possible position for Binsky, but it's good.
The best possible would be the other way.
Top left. Yeah.
Or the other way around.
If Idra was top left and Binsky was where he is now. That's the best possible, because then you're approaching the natural from behind.
Yeah.
And you have that position right there, handed to you on a silver platter.
Able to siege that up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or you could have him sieging up right here, and if Idra was right here as well.
Oh, yeah, that would be the same thing, just like rotational.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, we got our directions right.
Same thing.
Compass working here.
So he's not going to go with that ferrying style. He's going to have to get something to spot the high ground, though. He's either going to need a medevac or a Viking or something like that. And that really just depends on whether or not he's going to try and hit this timing push early, or if he's going to try and hit it later on. It looks like he's going to try and hit it early, because he's producing off of so many structures right now. And there we go, now getting the engineering bay. I don't know why that tank is so far out in front. He should siege that near the command center and fall back with those Marines. He's in a very precarious situation right now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he does have control of the tower.
That's true, that's
true.
So
he knows when the Zerg is coming, and he doesn't necessarily need to leave the forces behind right now. But Idra is just playing that macro game right now, man. He's got 55 drones over 35. Really good macro coming out of him. He has the lair just now about to finish. And that delayed lair is all because he got the macro hatch down first to deal with possible Hellions.
I wonder why Idra's taking the bottom middle expansion at the position down there as opposed to his natural third.
Well, the reason for that is because he has no attacking units to kill off the rocks.
Well, he could have made...
Yeah, but that cuts into his economy, though. That's the thing.
He had like 6 lings, though.
Yeah, but it takes a really long time for lings to break rocks. I actually, when I play Zerg, a lot of times I'll just skip the rocks here and go for a hatchery out here.
Yeah, but the hatchery out there is so much more exposed and much more difficult to save in the event that it gets into trouble.
That is true.
We have a Spire now on the way for Idra. Baneling speed as well, and +1 melee attacks. And yeah, see, he does have those speedlings out on the field right now. He's not really, I don't know what he's doing with them. He has another pack in mid, possibly trying to set up a flank here on these Hellions at the Xel'Naga.
Yeah,
that would be a
kept
beautiful
them out of
maneuver.
the range, too, of the Xel'Naga tower.
That would be a beautiful maneuver from Idra if he did that, but... Oh, we do have that push timing coming from Binsky here. Combat Shield and Stim finishing at roughly the same time. But he has nothing to spot the high ground. He has no air units, so it's going to be... Oh, is he going for the counterattack or is he
could
going
go
for
the flank, but I don't know if he's got enough units to break through this because Binsky has many
Medivac.
Marines and so many tanks. And yeah, there's a Medvac here. The Medvac is crucial because it'll be able to scout the ground on top, and it can ferry Marines if it wants to as well. And this Medvac is going to be the crux of this push. Binsky here, pushing here and sieging up right behind the mineral line. Yeah, he's going to get those tanks sieged up right back there, and he's going to drop off some Marines as well. And his Mutalisks are coming, Pain User. But Idra has to sacrifice all mining at the natural.
Is the Spire? No, he could get the Evolution Chamber here. He could... Oh, and if he stops that upgrade, that could be big for him. Idra setting up with a flank here. He has units in position from behind. He has a couple Banelings there, and he's coming from the front as well. All the units coming in, streaming in at the same time. Will they be able to get all these tanks? No.
Not quite enough.
He will not be able to get all of them, but
can
he's
get the dropship.
Yeah, he's going to clean it up.
Yeah.
The dropship will go down. All of the tanks have gone down, and Idra with a very solid hold there.
Yeah,
very solid hold.
Yeah, and the thing here about getting that dropship, it stops the push in its tracks because now Binsky cannot siege up on the low ground.
Well, he has nothing left.
Yeah, well, he
He lost everything.
I know, let me get my moment here, man.
Everything's dead.
Yeah, everything's dead. But hey, let's pull up that economy tab. How many drones did Idra actually lose in that engagement? A handful. So he lost a decent amount.
I did not see that.
Well, those Marines, man, were pounding the mineral line for a good amount of time.
Indeed they were.
Yeah.
And he did pick off a few mutas as well on top of that. So whittling down the muta count.
Oh my god, Idra's not paying attention. Loses one
quick reaction.
Yeah, that was quick.
Quick reaction. He could have lost a lot there. That was a dicey situation. And now, where is Binsky headed with this? Is he going to take a third? How's he going to transition out of this? Where does he go from here?
Well, on the Zerg side of things, how is Idra going to deal with this? Is he going to start spreading his creep out a little bit more? Is he going to go for the 4th expansion at some point? And is he going to get some more Banelings out because he needs that Muta Baneling traction, that army, to deal with this mass Marine tank style?
Well, I mean, I think Idra needs to just keep doing what he's doing. I think he's doing a great job. I don't think
his creep spread is pretty bad.
I agree, but he also lost all those tumors on the initial push. He hasn't rebuilt them yet, and that happens a lot of times. Zerg players they'll get their creep going, and then it'll get killed, and then they just like forget about it. I don't know what the deal is. But
well, it's hard to bring out a queen to dedicate for more creep. That's the reason why.
That is true, and Idra needs to just keep doing what he's doing. He's continually picking off units. He's up a base. He has his 3rd saturated. He totally tricked Binsky. Binsky heading into the natural 3rd right now. Oops. Gonna realize that there's nothing there.
Yeah, but Idra doesn't quite have enough Banelings here to deal with this many Marines.
His mutas are also out of position.
Yeah, the mutas are out of position, but they're coming back
all
right
those
now.
Overlords gonna go down and supply block him.
Yeah, Idra is supply block right now. He has to get a good engagement. Those tanks are so good, well placed. The Marines could run behind the tanks. The Banelings unable to hit their marks, finally getting in there doing some damage.
So many
Idra
mutas.
is gonna lose so many mutas here.
Yeah, but he's cleaning up the entire push. Such a good job right there, running the Banelings by and just getting just enough Marines so that he could clean up with his Mutalisks, and that's going to allow him to take out all those siege tanks. And yeah, you know, he lost 3 or 4 mutas right there, but it's totally okay for him as long as his pack is, you know, above 10 in strength and he can continue to add more and more mutas in there. He's the force to be reckoned with right now. I think he can safely take his 4th now, and he can also harass the crap out of this 3rd.
Yeah, I gotta say, Idra here, kudos to him for holding off that attack and coming out with so many mutas. I thought he was gonna lose a lot more mutas than he actually did.
It was a tight pack.
It was a ton of them. It was a tight pack. He actually had a lot more than I thought he did. So this game here is still pretty much balanced at this point.
Yeah, it's very close.
Binsky is, he's got the 3rd mining right now. Idra needs to think about grabbing the 4th at some point here and work that creep, man. The creep spread, I know. I gotta admit, this map is very difficult to spread creep on because there's so many
different avenues.
Well, also on top of that, the high ground. You have to get vision on the high ground to spread the tumors up there as well. So it is hard, but Idra needs to get the creep carpet down.
Doesn't want to have anything to do with that. Binsky doing a very good job setting up a defensive perimeter of turrets here. Is his main production facilities protected? It looks like Idra's going to fly in and try and find out right now. There are 2 turrets there. That one turret, God, turrets do a lot of damage. I love it. And another... he's going to get the starport, maybe.
No, he's not.
No, Marines coming into play here from Binsky. Wow, he stemmed a ton of Marines. Not sure if that was really necessary, but...
That's the situation where you only want to stem a small pack of Marines to push away those mutas. But, Binsky gets in there and awards away the Mutalisks for now. And Idra is just controlling the map very well with his Mutalisks. And this is what you want to do as Zerg. Constantly moving with your mutas. And something you take out of July Zerg's book of God of War, Art of War by Shinzu?
Art of War.
Art of War, is that how it goes? Yeah.
That's Sun Tzu's
Art of War, my bad.
Close enough.
He goes in a
Shinzu.
Let's think about the dog, man.
It's whatever.
Yeah, but the Mutalisks, what you want to do with those Mutalisks is constantly attack with them. You don't want to just sit idly by. You always want to be moving around. And Idra's doing that really, really well. He's keeping the Terran contained. Look, Binsky cannot push out because he doesn't have...
Just missed that dropship with his Mutalisks coming down the left-hand side of the map. But I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And this goes back to what we were discussing earlier. And somebody actually asked us a question on Twitter about Idra's playstyle and how he still uses the Ling, Baneling, Mass Mutalisk. And this is a prime example of Idra using his mutas very, very well, denying the fourth here, probably going to go into the third right now and do some additional harassment, but Binsky totally missing the point here. But he's actually going to get in on the third and potentially do quite a lot of damage. Great repairs there from Binsky.
Mutalisks there are on the map. And we have a big push by Binsky right now. He's thinking about going across the middle. And the thing here is Idra doesn't have that good of creep spread. So Binsky can set up shop right outside the natural. And we have a possibly big engage. Meanwhile, Marines dropping behind that 6 o'clock expansion. Idra's in a lot of trouble, I think.
But Binsky is getting surrounded from all sides. Oh my god! Not paying attention to his Mutalisks. Gonna lose almost everything. The Thor's getting off huge volleys. Does Binsky have enough to take Idra down?
I think he does.
The Mutalisks falling apart. The tanks taking out all the Banelings. Beautiful push right there. Idra totally not paying attention, and Idra leads the game. No GG. And I mean, that was not because of imbalance. That was not because of a lack of effort on Binsky's part. Binsky played a phenomenal game. Idra made a huge mistake. And wow.
Okay.
Wow.
We were talking about the Muta Baneling style. It's so good and so effective, but we also mentioned how fragile it is.
Yeah.
You gotta be
so
careful
fragile
with those Mutalisks. And when you're setting up that surround and contain around the Terran army, you have to make sure the Mutalisks don't go in first. And if they do go in first, they're not going into a pack of Marines.
Yeah, they went head first into a pack of Marines.
No helmet, no protection, nothing.
Nothing.
They just died.
Squaw! Yes, that's what happened there, and they got cut to shreds. Marines are so good against Mutalisks, especially with medevac support. And
you know what?
The two Thors were volleying the Mutaball the entire time.
You know what that reminds me of is a game with Idra and Druby from IPL round 1 of season 2. That completely when he flew in the pack of Mutalisks and it just exploded like what you said, a zit.
Oh yeah,
pops
like a zit.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
All right, let's see here. Hey, HD and Pain user, would you guys like to see more 1v1 maps in the ladder pool? And that's coming from SS Sullivan.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I love 1v1 maps in the ladder pool. I think he's referring to 2-player maps as opposed to 4-player maps.
Oh, I know.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
Do you think that's what he's referring to?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, yeah. I really like the 1-player maps. I think it creates a really good game dynamic. Like
the thing about the 1-player maps is the maps can be more interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it sometimes, like on a map like Tal Darim, for instance, I mean, it's just so big. There's so much wide open space. There's so much opportunity for flanks and taking huge macro games, and it's almost tedious at times. I think you got to find a balance between the GSL style huge macro maps and then the 1v1 style, Xel'Naga Caverns maps. You got to find a balance.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know we have some more questions from here on Twitter, so I'm going to go ahead and pull one off of my Twitter now. And let's see what kind of mentions we got going on here.
Oh, yeah, guys, feel free and tweet us any questions. You can find HD at HD StarCraft on Twitter, and you can find me at PainUser on Twitter.
And you guys can also find us on YouTube as well, youtube.com/stratbunker and youtube.com/HD StarCraft.
You can indeed.
Yes.
So, yeah, feel free to ask us anything. Feel free to post away, and we will try and field your questions. Let's do one more, and then we'll go ahead and jump into this last game.
I have some weird questions on my Twitter, so let's go back to yours.
All right, back over to
I love the questions, but
I know.
How can I answer that?
I see him. I don't know.
How can I answer that?
I don't know what you'd say to that.
You could answer that.
What do you think? All right, here we go. Are you and HD planning to cast for a living, or is it only, or will it be your? Or will it always be your hobby? Well, we are casting for a living right now.
We are.
It's actually our job. It's our profession to cast StarCraft 2.
I know.
I couldn't be happier about it. It's what we do for a living.
When we do those survey forums and do all the applications and stuff, they have a checkbox for caster.
Yeah, that's true.
And if they don't, I just make a box and say, I'm a caster. Check it.
And they're like, a caster of what? What are you talking about? Like, what do you check? Entertainment and, entertainment? I think that's what technically.
I checked entertainment. Yeah.
Entertainment? Yeah.
Real talk, I checked entertainment. Yeah.
All right.
But I'm going to put a box and make it caster from now on.
So, yeah, it started out as a hobby for both of us.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot of people know this, but I used to cast Brood War games. I took all those videos down off YouTube because they were from the OSL and MSL, but I used to cast Brood War exclusively.
There you go.
This was like in 3 or 4 years ago.
There you go. Brood War was an amazing game. I miss it to death.
Man.
I know, but it's just like there's no scene, you know? Especially out here. There's no scene out here.
Yeah.
I wish there was. I'd still throw back and kick down some games. Brood War is fun, man. I love Brood War, but...
Well, guys, don't go anywhere.
StarCraft 2's taking over, bro.
It is taking over, bro. Well, don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to be right back. Ask us some more questions on Twitter, and we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.